What is up, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of my 5D journey. My name is Luke Hez, and I am exploring my life. Okay, so, over this last year, we've all been triggered in a million ways. It's been more than a year now, right? It's been like a year and a month or something. A lot of wounds have come to the surface. There's been a lot of healing that's been needing to happen. And I know my last video was kind of like a neutral space. I was like, well, I'm kind of good, but I'm kind of bad. And the video before that, I think, was actually just straight bad. And so today, I'm feeling much better. I've been studying a lot about inner trauma, releasing wounds, really embodying a sense of balanced self with the masculine and the feminine aspects of who you are. And today, I've been watching this YouTuber. Her name's Christina Lopez. You can look her up. She's on Instagram, The Heart Alchemist. And she was talking about divine feminine, about healing the divine feminine. And she had all these kind of phrases that were going into what it means to have a centered, healthy, active divine feminine. And one of them was being receptive, being open, letting the universe flow into you and allowing things, situations to really be inside of you. And I went to go do her meditation, which was about, what was it called? We're going to look it up because we don't want to, I don't want to guide you somewhere and not tell you what it is. It was Upgrade Your Mind. I only got 19 minutes into it because dinner had been made. But it's on Christina-Lopez, Lopes.com. And she has some free resources on that website. And all of a sudden, I had this flashback of how up until May of 2018, I had become very receptive. I was a student for 6 or 7 years there, and I was pulling all this energy in, and I was ready to start, acclimating it and integrating into my body, and I got in my wreck, right? Car happens, end up going to California to get a job there because my foot's broken. That falls through. I come back, get back here, have no job, working as an Uber driver, working as a psychic medium. I guess I did have a job. I had 2 jobs. Had a whole legal situation that happened to me. And then since then, there's just been it felt like a resistance from the outside world, which means resistance inside myself. It's hard to say that. There's resistance from inside myself causing me to not be able to get to the outside world what I want. And I realized all of a sudden, the whole point of this story is that I had started putting up blocks. I had put up very masculine protection force fields around myself. I wasn't trusting people. I wasn't trusting my students. I wasn't trusting my coworkers. I wasn't trusting my lover. I wasn't trusting my family. I wasn't trusting really much of anything or anyone, including myself. And throughout this meditation, I just kept feeling and saying and affirming out loud and inside, I am open. I'm receptive. That's a cool word. Receptive. I allow the universe to move through me. I allow my chakras to become unblocked. I allow myself to flow freely. And I was really tired. Almost fell asleep during the meditation. Got up because James woke up from his sleep because he works nights now, which, by the way, is awesome. Having opposite schedules is actually really nice. 2 days a week, we end up having all this time together, and the rest of the time, we're doing our own thing and really being alive and independent in ourselves, which, by the way, in relationships is so important to have your own sense of independence. People are so codependent, and they need to stop. And I feel so much better. As soon as I would talk to James and he was awake and I went downstairs to finish dinner, all of a sudden this wave of energy just came flying into me. And I've been just really feeling it and really allowing myself to feel open and receptive. And that's something that I think our culture is slowly gaining knowledge in, is that we're all elements of masculine and feminine. If you're overly masculine, 51%, you're broken. If you're overly feminine, receptive, 51%, you're broken. Because it's yin and yang, black and white, up and down, side to side, right and left, masculine and feminine, receptive versus assertive. And being receptive and letting the energy of the universe flow into you is so important, because that's where source comes from, is the universe. Our source, our divine connection to everything that is comes from that. And so I just wanted to share my good news. So L to the fifth, talk to you guys later.